Yes, that's right. This is an e-mountain bike, and don't let that put you off. Don't let it scare you away. I'm not as young or as fit as I used to be many years ago, but I'm not that old, I don't think, and I'm not that unfit. And I actually enjoy riding up hills and getting out of breath and trying to push myself as hard as I can from time to time, because going fast is loads and loads of fun. And I don't race anymore. I don't ride for competition. I ride for fun, and I want to find out whether an e-mountain bike can inject more fun into my riding than normal. And here we go. Back in Holden Forest, down in Devon, at the trail centre. And I haven't been here in years. And a little fun fact for you, I actually grew up just down the road. And when I was a teenager, getting into mountain biking, there were no trails here. Well, not legal trails anyway, but we used to come up here all the time and ride our bikes back in the mid-90s. And my goodness, how much it changed. Now we have a selection of purpose-built, man-made graded trails. So let's see what it's all about today on an e-bike. And this is the bike I'll be riding today. Thanks to the guys at Canyon UK, I have the new Spectral on CFR. This is a second from the top in the range, but it is a fantastic looking bike. Full carbon frame, swing arm, carbon wheels on the bike as well. Shimano XTR brakes and drivetrain, and top end forks, rear shock, and a dropper seat post as well. But the star of the show is the Shimano EP8 motor and a massive 900 watt-hour battery in the down tube. This bike is quite a lot of money though, just over £8,500, but you are getting a lot of equipment for that money at least. And the bike that builds to just over 22 kilos, which is pretty light for an e-mountain bike. And the range does start from just over £5,000 as well. So quite a few options in the range. So today riding the Red Trail, the Ridge Ride Trail. There are a few other trails here as well, running trails and Nordic walking trails as well. But today we're on the Red Trail. I think it goes into black later on. Not the most technical in the world, but a fun trail, accessible. A good little place to really get to know this canyon that Spectral on for the first time, before finding some chunkier, more challenging terrain over the next few weeks and months. Definitely to plan an epic to really put the battery run time through its paces, but it's handling the roots and rocks so well. And where the weights feel really noticeable, taken out of the back of my van, out here in the trail, it feels light on its tyres, feels agile. Clearly the motor helps get the speed out of corners really well, but when you're chucking it around, throwing it through the corners, using a bit of body English, it feels really responsive, really poised, and really playful as well. Still feels a fairly big bike and a fairly heavy bike compared to what I'm used to. Oh, making light work of the hills, that's for sure. God, blimey. I think you love climbing on an e-bike. Wow, I feel like a climbing god. Step aside, Nino Schurter, as a new champion in town. Well, until the battery runs out anyway. And back to being a mere mortal. But right now I feel superhuman. In boost mode, just about climb anything. Wow. Over this, no problem. Over this. There's a word that often gets bandied around with e-bikes, and that's cheating. I'm not really sure who people are aiming that at and who they think they're cheating or being cheated by. I guess if you want a full aerobic workout, you're cheating yourself of that full kind of workout capability by having the motor and battery assisting you. But I'm still out of breath, I'm still pedaling, I'm still a heavy bike to pedal. And if you get over the boost mode, which is just hilarious, but would drain the battery in no time at all, and switch down to eco or trail. I think trail is a really good setting, which does enough to remove the weight of the bike and make it feel more like a normal trail bike. Then you're still getting a really good workout. I feel my heart rate is still pretty high, it's definitely elevated. But yeah, making the climbs easier than it would normally be. But do I feel I'm cheating myself? Well, not really. I'm having loads of fun. Got a massive smile on my face, enjoying all the trails, the climbs, the flat bits, the downhills. So I don't feel like I'm cheating myself really. Yeah, it's an interesting one. Okay, I feel it's time to try something a bit more technical. We now have a black trail. And as they say in the mountain bike world, drop it in. Wait, drag routing. Bit steeper, a bit more natural, a bit more overgrown, a lot steeper. I wasn't sure if I'd make that, to be honest, and I just about made it. It's not a tank, it's not a slug. Whoa. Sometimes they get a boost of power, which can take you by surprise. Some early observations. You have a bit of noise, a bit of whir from the Shimano motor. It's not so noticeable when you're just trail riding like this because there's lots of other noise from the tyres. Bit of freewheeling from the free hub, your own breath and heart rate, and obviously me talking. You notice it more on a fire road when you're climbing, and a lot more noticeable in the boost mode. But now I've got over the thrill, the excitement of using that boost mode, I'm using the trail mode a lot more, and it feels a lot more natural, a nice lower level of assistance. I've only used one bar in the battery so far. Give me a nice punch out of the corners. The speed limit is noticeable. I don't know why e-bikes have such a low speed limit. It's ridiculous, really, it is. And you notice you hit the speed limit, but it's not like hitting a brick wall. The bike does move through that barrier quite nicely. It carries on building speed when you're pedaling or bombing down a steep trail. It's only really noticeable on a flatter linking trail. But when you do hit that speed buffer, you are doing 25 kilometers per hour, which on a mountain bike, they're pretty damn quick. And you might not hit that sort of speed on a normal bike unless you're on an XE race whippet and giving it the beans and you shave your legs and had your protein shakes. Well, there we go. So, did I have fun? Yes, very much so. Put a massive smile on my face. Loved the climbing, the descending, the flat trails, and it was just a real hoot. And once you get over the novelty factor of running in boost mode and go to trail in eco, it feels a lot more natural and more akin to a normal bike, but of course with that assistance that comes from the Shimano EP8 motor. But is it cheating? Well, I'll save that topic for a future video. Maybe do some comparison testing with this and my own mountain bike at home, use a heart rate, power meter, and see what differences there are. I don't think it's cheating really. I mean, I had a good workout today. I've still had to pedal. I'm not as knackered as I would have been on a normal bike. I haven't got my heart rate anywhere near as high. And it's worth remembering that not everybody rides a bike, whether a road bike or a mountain bike like this, to get fit. Yes, you get fitter from pedaling, even with a motor assistant, you're still getting a workout, but not all people are focused on VO2 max and FTP and trying to increase their power output and all that sort of stuff. they just want to ride a bike and get the general fitness improvement you get from riding a bike, even one with a motor and battery as we have here. So has riding a bike helped me establish who an e-mountain bike is for? Well, yes, it definitely dispelled some of the myths out there about who e-bikes are for, and this bike is definitely for me. I ride mountain bikes for fun, and the bike was fun with capital letters. Just had a whale of a time, just a great uphill, flat stuff, and going downhill as well, and really surprised me at how much fun and how agile it felt on slower speed trails compared to a normal non-assisted mountain bike. And you don't really feel the weight all that much. Even in the eco mode, you still have enough assistance to kind of remove the weight as being a barrier. So I had a lot of fun, and that's why I ride mountain bikes. I want fun, I want to enjoy technical trails and push myself and my limits, and this bike allowed me to do that with no downside really. So definitely an e-mountain bike is in my future. I'm going to make space in my garage for an e-mountain bike very, very soon. Whether this one or one of the new lighter breeds of e-trail bikes that are out there, like the Trek Fuel EXE and the new Pivot Shuttle SL, which use a smaller, lighter motor and battery with less assistance to give a lighter overall bike and a ride probably more akin to a non-assisted bike, because this is a big bike, big motor and big battery. But that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hitting that button right there. I'll see you all again very soon. Right, I've got 3 bars left in the battery. I'm off for another spin.